Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you have been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with turning on the notification bell so you're alerted when I actually drop videos, especially coming into the off season. It's going to be a little more random. It's going to be dependent on news, rumors, whatnot, possible trades. Let's hope some good things happen, because this off season will be possibly one of the most crucial off seasons in quite a while for the New York Knicks. Big off season. But today, the New York Knicks played their 81st game of the season. It was a battle of the tanking teams. Not tanking. The Knicks have not been tanking at all. But Wizards have. They sat KP. They sat Contavious. And they basically played almost a G League level type team. No, that's being a little too harsh on them, because they actually have some good players and stuff, but they obviously did not feel their best possible team. No Kuzma, nothing like that. And Knicks won. So it's a bizarre situation to be in. There's a lot of good things, a lot of things to feel good about in the game because of the way they won and how they won and who contributed to the winning. But at the end of the day, this is the situation. The Knicks are now in the 11th position with a 9.4% chance of getting into the top 10, so just shy of 10%. If we had lost today, we would be where Washington is, which would be a 13.9% chance, and still with a hope to get up into the 9th position if San Antonio ended up winning their last two games. So right now, we're gonna end up in the 11th. Now, there's been a lot of good players that have been drafted down there before. A lot of good players. We're gonna have to get lucky no matter what. But who knows? We might get incredibly lucky and get into that top four. I know we have not had lottery luck as a franchise, except for the very first one. But you never know. Eventually, something good has got to happen. Eventually. But there's only one of these a year, so the odds are what they are. So there it is. New York Knicks are 36-45, and they dismantled the Wizards in the second half. It began in the second quarter. They just rolled over them after the Wizards got off to a 10-0 start in this game. But there was a certain thing that happened, and it was Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin with a career-high 35 points on 14 of 22 shooting overall, but 6 of 9 from the three-point line. 6 of 9. That is something that doesn't matter who's out on the court. You can hit your threes. It's the same. Well, I mean, yes, you can be guarded tighter. People can be closing out on you stronger. However, he's been struggling even when he's wide open. He's missed. He's just airballed. He's thrown up UFOs when he was wide open. Not recently. He has really been balling lately. I am so happy and proud of Obi for sticking through a very difficult 2 years, I would imagine. It just shows what kind of character he has, his demeanor. He has the right type of positive attitude to become a winner and an effective player in the NBA. And my belief in him being a 2010 guy, it just keeps getting confirmed. And did Thibodeau screw up and not play him more? Absolutely. I do believe that. I believe that one of the reasons that he is coming on now is because he has been shown confidence by the team, by giving him more minutes. Julius obviously sitting out and him getting more minutes. You just get more in the flow. You have more time. So when you screw up, you don't tighten up more because you know you're going to be out there longer on the court. That is the big difference. That's a huge difference between being a role player, someone off the bench, and being a starter. Starters have the comfort of knowing that they're going to have enough time, enough leeway to find their groove. But Obi has not had that his entire NBA career. So kudos to him. He's broken career high after career high the past few games. Cannot shout him out enough. And this is from Nick's feed from Instagram. They do some great stuff, great graphics on there. So you guys should definitely check that out. The other guy is his buddy, 23 points, Immanuel Quickley, and 10 assists, 6 rebounds. You know, not far from another triple-double. A few more rebounds, it could have been triple-double number 2 for him. Shot 9 of 18. Fantastic. Very happy for these guys. Again, Immanuel Quickley, once again, proving that Thibodeau made a gargantuan mistake by not starting him as the point guard on this team when the team had none. Once Derrick Rose was out and once Kemba was out, to stick with Burks is just pure stubbornness, and it's infuriating to me. And before I get into more of the feel-good stuff, I'm going to say a few words to the front office and to Tom Thibodeau. If a year from now we're in the same situation, I'm going to rain pure and utter hell upon you guys. And I'm going to try and motivate everybody, every single writer, content creator, whoever I can get, to rain hell upon you if we are back in this situation next year. If you bring us back, this team, and still have Julius on here with Thibodeau, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos. Do your job. Find somewhere else for Julius Randle to play this year. Got it? There's no excuse. You're lucky you're getting this third year. Lucky. Lucky. You know how many I have to be up here and talk about this team? Point out what you can do, how you can pivot, and nothing ever gets done. And then you finally are forced to play the kids, and they perform for you. They deliver for you. But you refused. Refused to embrace it. Well, if you think I'm pissed now, wait a year from now if we're back in the situation. All right. Fred Katz tweeted this out. Tom Thibodeau was asked if Obi reminds him of any throwback players. Gave a long answer about how positive a guy Toppin is. Then landed on one person whose personality and energy he equated to Toppin's. Taj Gibson. If you know Thibs, this is most definitely high praise. And that is true. We know how much Thibs loves Taj. So that is high praise for him. And I think it's appropriate. It's appropriate. That talks about what I mentioned earlier in the beginning about his attitude, maintaining a positive attitude through an incredibly rocky and ragged season. That could have been avoided. I'm telling you, it could have been avoided. All you had to do was flop the backcourts around game 10. But you refused. And now we've got this to deal with. RJ Barrett hurt his knee towards the end of the first half. Stephen Bondi tweeted this out. RJ Barrett will undergo further tests and will miss the final game of the season, according to Thibodeau. He has a sprained right knee, is what other people have tweeted out. We'll get more information on this. I mean, you never know. Knees are tricky. I suffered with a lot of knee issues. But the way I saw him walking afterwards, I mean, if he could walk the way he was walking, it can't be that bad. So sitting him is the right decision because you don't want him to aggravate it further. But he looked like he's going to be okay. But that's mega double fingers crossed on that. But I just, knowing what I know, that's I think we're going to be okay. And the best part of it is, I think actually I should double check if he finished with a 20-point per game season average. I think he did because he was having actually a pretty good first half when he ended up getting injured. Here's the game flow. You can see how tight it was. You can see the Knicks took the lead about halfway through that second quarter, but they were playing from behind for most of that first half. Then they took the lead. Washington hung around, but they could not score for like a 6-minute period where the Knicks just took off and just wanted to. I'm telling you, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. I mean, do I wish that someone on the Wizards had like a career game and we still had Obi and IQ play this well and the Knicks lost the game? That's actually what I wish would have happened. But it didn't happen. It is what it is. You can see Sims, 6 points, 1 of 4, but 9 rebounds, and had 3 assists. for Jericho Sims, who got the start today. Obi, as we talked about before, 14 of 22, just so efficient. I mean, the ease from which he can score, it's just such a breath of fresh air, especially after having to watch Julius Randle just kind of struggle. I mean, he gets his points, obviously, but he struggles to get his buckets. It's always like a battle, you know. And he in terms of efficiency, it's a battle he lost this year. He is the worst efficient, high volume player in the entire NBA, with RJ not far behind. But the huge difference is RJ's 21, RJ's still developing, and RJ's not satisfied with the way he's playing, and he will work on it in the offseason. Whereby Randall keeps looking around, trying to blame other people and all that stuff. So, but he didn't play. I don't want to talk about him too much. Fournier, 17 points, 4 of 10 from the three-point line, 6 of 14 overall. Field goal percentage, Burks, not a good game for him, even though, you know, I mean, Thibs kind of had to trot him out for 33 minutes. 1 of 9, 1 of 6 from the three-point line, but did come through with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Not a great ending for him. And let's see, RJ, you can see 15 minutes he played, 6 of 10. So he was very efficient in that first half. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 14 points. Didn't even put up a three-pointer all game. Didn't even need to. Quickley. Quickley, man. So excited. So excited that we have Immanuel Quickley on this team. And I really think we have to really evaluate. We have to really hold it up to a very high scrutiny of whether it's worth it to spend the money you need to spend on someone like a Brunson or anyone, even like a Brogdon. I mean, Brogdon makes even more than what Brunson will make. What's the value in that when we can get this kind of production from Immanuel Quickley, who is already on this team, already knows the team, already knows the scheme, already knows the players, and he's a lot cheaper, where that money could be spent elsewhere on a nice stretch 5 or a dynamic wing that might be around. You know, I think we got to look at that, and maybe we use some of that money to bring in I would use McBride as the backup point guard, but we still have Derrick Rose on the roster. So if he's still here, he could fill that role itself. So either way, we might be okay with the point guard situation for next year. And then we can evaluate. We can always reevaluate it, you know, around the trade deadline. Maybe we can make a trade like the way we made that trade last season to bring Rose in. Let's go to the plus minuses. The plus minus was just a wonderful thing to look at here. As you can see, Sims plus 24, Toppin plus 18, Burks plus 25. Even though he only gave us 6 points, he's a plus 25, so very highly productive. Fournier plus 22, RJ plus 3. Let's see, and that's because the first half the game was much tighter. The game just blew wide open in that second half. Even though the Wizards were able to come back towards the end of it to close it, but that was just garbage time. And Immanuel Quickley, a plus 23. 23 points and a plus 23 overall. I mean, you can't really... you can't downplay that at all. That's serious efficiency. And the Wizards... So the Wizards started Rui Hachimura, Corey Kispert, Denny, Gafford, and Satoransky. You know, all quality players. Some of them could end up being some really good players from this grouping right here, but their bench was totally depleted. Except for Thomas Bryant, they did have Neto, Ish Smith. So yeah, I mean, see, they have some decent quality on the bench, even as depleted as they are. But they could not pull this game out, even though they did shoot 50.7% overall, but only 69 field goal attempts. Let's look at why. Let's see, and 69 field goal attempts, 28 of them were three-point attempts, and then we must have just destroyed them. Yeah. Oh, well, we didn't really destroy them in the rebounds. Only a plus 5 there for us. 27 assists. Love that. Anything 25 or over? Love that. I think 27 is like the range we should be in. Total turnovers. Oh, they turned the ball over a lot. That's why they only amounted to 69 field goal attempts. Wow. Knicks got 33 points off of those field goal attempts. Whoa. That's fantastic. Fast break. We just led that a little tiny bit. Points in the paint was about even. That's because we shot 41% from the three-point line, 16 of 39. Bam! Bam! I want to see that. I want to see that every night next year. If we do that every night next year, we are back in the top seedings of this league. Especially the way that Thibs, the way we play defense, with Thibs at the helm. Our largest lead was 26 points, and we were once down 13 points. So that's a 39-point swing right there. Excellent. Woo! Well, we're down to one game on Sunday against the Toronto Raptors. And since we're not going to drop any lower than the 11th seed, we might as well win that game. Let's end the season on a feel good. And let's hope that we can replicate the effort from this game on Sunday. And it'd be nice. It would be nice for, again, the young guys on this team to get a taste of what it's like to begin and close out a game. Maybe Tom Thibodeau will finally start Quickley for that final game of the season at point guard. But something tells me he won't. And the reason he won't will be pure and utter stubbornness. And that is on you, Leon. You're his boss. You are his boss. And we have an eye on you guys. All right. Thank you for watching this. Hit the thumbs up button, please. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And drop your comments. I love the comments, especially now as we're closing out the year. I want to hear your feelings, your hopes for next season, for the off season. We're going to be doing a lot of content here during the off season. Every time, some kind of news or rumor drops, we'll be on it. And I will be analyzing the options that we have along with other collaborators with the Knicks-Verse, Keys, Foxy. And we're going to try and carve out a path for this team to return to winning ways and to get back on that path to a championship, to building a championship team here. Now it begins. The next major thing is the lottery for us on May 17th. So keep your fingers crossed for that. And I will see you around